I got to call Roger Stone. Stand by. My guy.
He was just in town, wasn't he?
No, he's going to be in town tonight.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, boy. And me being friends with Roger Stone's really good. People are mad about that, too. Did you see that in the comment section? Well, if you hang around scumbags like that, what do you expect? I think I'm more hated than him.
Good morning.
Hey, Roger, you know why I think you like me?
Because you're more hated than I am?
Yes, because I actually think you found a guy that interviewed you that is more hated than you are.
I disagree, Bubba. Everybody loves you.
No, Roger. Everybody hates both of us.
Well, it is better to be infamous than never be famous at all.
That was one of the things you said in your Netflix things that hooked me. I'm like, I like that guy immediately. I remember watching the Netflix deal. Manson, remember I came in the next day and said, Manson, you've got to watch this dude named Roger Stone. He's the greatest. He gets so much heat, and he doesn't give a crap about nothing.
And what I love about Roger is he admits that he plays the political game and he does, what is allowed in this system, and people hate him for it, but yet they like all these other people who play the political game and don't admit it.
And lie about it.
I can't stand it.
Right. Like, you're the most transparent dude out there, Roger, and a lot of people hate you for it. Like, they can't handle the truth.
Well, politics ain't beanbag, It's always been a contact sport in America, and I've been pretty clear about the fact that I'll do anything necessary to elect my candidates short of breaking the law. Those are the key words that some have forgotten. But no, you're right. They deify James Carville and all these other supposedly, Democratic superstars. Politics is not for the faint-hearted. The idea is to win. Losers don't legislate.
Now, Rod, let me ask you a question. Is it dirtier now than you started getting involved like with Nixon? I think that was one. Was it the Nixon campaign, your first campaign you kind of worked on?
Yes, I go from Nixon to Reagan to Bush to that great patriot Bob Dole to Donald Trump. So it's a straight trajectory, and it's the politics of outsiders. It's with the exception of the Bushes. It's the politics of resentment. It's the politics of the middle class and working people. And I specialized in the Reagan campaigns and how to win the votes of blue collar Catholic Democrats, white Southern Democrats in the South, mostly on economic issues, which has allowed us to forge, a coalition. Put it another way, the same folks, coalition-wise, who elected Eisenhower, elected Nixon, also elected Trump, elected Reagan.
Has it ever been this bad, though, Roger? Like, in all the years of, again, like, it seems like it's just more dirty and more divided and more underhanded than it ever has been, ever.
Are you kidding me? I was out running the other night. I run every night. I try to do 5 to 7 miles, depending on how I'm feeling. And some woman in a white SUV recognized me, tried to run me over, followed me for 4 blocks, screaming, "You're a Russian agent." In fact, Bubba, I had relatives mowed down by Russian tanks in Budapest in 1956. Calling me a Russian, that's probably the greatest insult you could conjure. So, no, there's a lot of insanity out there. There is no civility in politics.
So, Raj, what's the latest on? And I don't want to ask the wrong question or anything like that. So, what's the latest in your story or your stuff?
Well, we have 2 very substantial developments. Last week, the judge ordered the Justice Department to turn over to her the unredacted sections, now redacted, in the Mueller report for review to determine whether any of them should be provided to us as exculpatory evidence. Then the president, as you know, imposed executive privilege over those documents. Today is the deadline, so we're going to find out whether the government heeds the judge's order or whether they withhold the documents on the basis of executive privilege. That, in turn, we don't know what the judge would do, whether she would hold the government in contempt or... It's a complicated constitutional question.
And you're kind of caught in the pinball effect of it, are you not?
Yeah, I kind of sit back on the sides. And then on Friday, we filed motions with the court to question whether the DNC was ever hacked by the Russians at all. The government has not produced evidence of that, not in my indictment, not in the indictment of the Russian intelligence agents. We question that. We have technical experts that question it. The government just states it as a claim, but they've never proven it. And essentially, we're asking them to either prove it or drop the indictment, since it is the basis of the case, or at minimum, drop the search warrants that were utilized. So
Now,
again,
Roger Stone on the phone. I'm sorry, Roger. I wanted to do a reset. I didn't know if you could get, in a 1 or 2 minute synopsis, kind of for maybe those tuning in for the first time that don't quite know what you're in trouble for. If you can say that quickly.
well, yeah, it's very simple. Although the search warrants that were investigated for wire fraud, mail fraud, acceptance of stolen property, conspiracy, and so on, I wasn't charged with any of those things. I stand charged with allegedly lying to Congress. I'm a 40-year advisor to Donald Trump. I pled not guilty to all charges. I will be acquitted. I can only discuss those things that have been filed in court and that are public information.
Right.
I can't discuss the specifics of the case other than to say, Bubba, these lawyers, as you know, are very, very expensive. The case is ruining me financially. People who want to help me can go to stonedefensefund.com. In fact, I'm heading to Sarasota for a fundraiser tonight, sponsored by Women for Trump, although open to men, women, children, any American who supports me and supports the president. Just for your listeners, that's at 6 o'clock tonight. It's at the Golden Eagle Distributing Company, and it is open, as I say, to the public. People who are interested can call 941. Let's see here. Let me get this up. 941-586-3742. For details. Kind of Sarasota, Manatee area. It's at the Golden Coast Eagle Distributing at 7051 Wireless Court in Sarasota.
What time does it start tonight, Raj?
6 o'clock. It'll go, actually take it back. 7 to 9, 6 to 7 is the VIP private reception. 7 to 9 is the general reception. I'll be signing some books. I'll be signing some stones. I'll be signing some T-shirts. I'll say a few words, pose for selfies. Looking forward to seeing my supporters come out. You can go to Eventbrite and get tickets right now.
Eventbrite and get tickets right now. Raj, that's kind of cool that the women of Trump are bringing you in and support. That's kind of cool.
Well, I have found that since millions of people saw my arrest on national television, since 29 armed FBI agents stormed my home at the pre-dawn hours of January 25th, and CNN, for some weird reason, just happened to be there, filmed the whole thing, that I've had incredible support from the public, Bubba. It's unbelievable.
Now, Roger, is there? I mean, I guess it would be a yes or no. I mean, I'm not trying to get into stuff I can't ask, but is anybody looking into the use of force in that particular takedown? Do you know? Yes or no?
The only thing I know is that Judicial Watch is suing the FBI because they refused to hand over emails between CNN and the FBI in the days prior to the raid. I'm 63 years old. I don't own a gun because in Florida you can't have a medicinal marijuana card and a firearm.
I like that, man. You'd rather have his weed card than a gun. I love my boy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have very bad glaucoma. I mean, honestly, it's the only thing that helps. Which, by the way, I sustained from a boxing match when I got a detached retina. So don't mess with me.
No.
And I don't have a valid passport. No, it was over the top, to say the least. But I think it woke a lot of Americans up, and it has generated a lot of support for my legal defense fund.
Now, Raj, are they still looking at, and only this is public knowledge, are they still looking at a November trial? Is that what it's looking at?
That is the current schedule, to go to trial November 5th, and it's an enormous amount of preparation. I have 4 very hard-working lawyers. My legal defense, I hope you're sitting down, Bubba, $2 million plus, that's what we're looking at.
Oh.
And 40,000 Americans have stepped forward so far to help, which I'm gratified.
Raj, is it the United States of America versus Roger Stone? Is that what the heading says?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Did you see the article about me, Raj, and about the fork? Did you see all that? Did you see that?
I did. I
Oh.
see you got some big press on Friday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's only about half truth. It's not even really. I sold my home and I got with the bank, and I'm like, I got enough money to get up to to get current on my other two things. They're like, nope, we kind of like you being in default, and we're going to start foreclosing on you. I'm like, but I have money.
Just remember, Bubba, unless one has been in the deepest valley, one cannot appreciate the majesty of the highest mountaintop.
Oh.
He'll be back. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, I hope
keep
so.
a good man down.
Hey,
Can't
Raj,
keep a good man
and
down.
when I get back on top and you win in November, man, I'm gonna have to come down there, and we're gonna have to get go out to dinner or do some crazy stuff. I'm just telling you.
We need some steak, some very thick, medium rare steak.
Yeah, and maybe a couple joints. I'm just saying, maybe. Raj, good talking to you, my friend.
Random drug testing. So I look.
Oh,
forward
did
to
you know that,
day.
Manson? That when I don't know about Roger's situation, but when you're on trial federally, that you're or on bail or whatever Raj is on, or other people could be on. Do you know that they do random drug tests? So even if you had your medical marijuana card because you're on trial
Federally, and it's illegal federally.
Yep.
That sucks.
Is that not ridiculous?
Yeah, BS.
Yeah, federal law takes precedence. So I'm clean, and I will be until the trial. And then hopefully after that, I'll be able to see again. So many thanks, gents. See you folks in Sarasota tonight.
We'll continue to promote it, Raj. And if you need anything, just get a hold of me, buddy, okay?
Many thanks, Bubba.
Thank you, Roger.